Order. Order. I've called Kevin Hague.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Energy and Resources and asks, can he confirm that, as reported on Radio New Zealand, the government believes it has public support to expand mining on conservation land?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, yes, the recent Schedule 4 debate has revealed that New Zealanders are generally keen to see New Zealand take advantage of its considerable mineral endowment, and a number of polls back that up.
Kevin Hague.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, supplementary to the Minister, can he confirm that according to the government's own summary of submissions, just 1.5% of submitters support more mining on public conservation land?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, that may well be the case, but what I can also report is that in a TV3 poll in May, 53% were opposed to mining on previously protected land, but there were 40% in favour. Similarly, in TV1 in April of 2010, 44% said they supported such a mining. And, Mr. Speaker, I can also say that in February 2010, the Leader of the Opposition, Mr Phil Goff, said, "I think most New Zealanders want to see balance. What they want to see are some areas that are less sensitive conservation estate available for environmentally sensitive mining." That is the quote of Phil Goff, the Minister of the Opposition, Leader of the Opposition.
Kevin Hague.
Supplementary.
Order. 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 I ask both front benches, please, to show some courtesy to Kevin Hague, who's at the back of the House. Kevin Hague, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How can the Minister...
I apologise, a point of order has been called. The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave, noting the interjection from the Leader of the Opposition, to table the previous government's approval of a mine in the Paparoa National Park in 2006.
Leave. Order. 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 Now, this is a point of order. A member has sought leave under a point of order, and we've got massive interjection. Now, it mustn't continue. Leave is sought to table. Before I put that, the Honourable Darren Hughes.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to clarify whether this applies to land that was Schedule 4 land within that national park, because that's germane to the point that's being made.
I invite the Honourable Dr Nick Smith to clarify
the document I wish to table is the approval by the Minister of Minister of Conservation, Chris Carter, for mining in the Paparoa National Park.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Kevin Hague. And I ask members please to show some courtesy. That matter's been dealt with. Kevin Hague has a supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How can the Minister seriously contend that the 1.5% of submissions give him a mandate to expand mining on public conservation land, or is he now calling on the selective use of polls for that mandate as opposed to the opinions that were solicited through the discussion document?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not pretending.
The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Supplementary to the Minister. Can the Minister justify the huge time and expense of a stocktake discussion when all it showed was what the public had already been saying, which is that Schedule 4 land is simply too precious to mine? And will his U-turn decision extend to other precious parts of the conservation estate?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
I'll answer the first part of the question, yes.
The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Why was non-Schedule 4 land with significant mineral potential in Northland and the West Coast not investigated in the first instance before he proposed mining in our precious national parks, and will he guarantee further consultation to seek a mandate to mine these other areas?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, to answer the first part of that question, that wasn't part of our stocktake.
Kevin Hague.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Where is the government's mandate for more mining in conservation areas when 99% of submitters to the government's discussion document, when asked about that issue, said that they opposed the government's research program, and I quote, because the investigation program would inevitably lead to the opening up of additional conservation areas to mining?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I think it's quite clear from this debate that there's been a line drawn in the sand between the most highly protected areas of the conservation state and other parts of the country that are government-owned. It is our intention that this particular industry will be part of future economic development, and we are backing it with the aerial magnetic survey.
Kevin Hague.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Does he honestly think that New Zealanders will buy his bizarre spin that 1.5% of submissions on one side of that line in the sand that is just referred to constitutes a mandate to expand mining on public conservation land? What we might call, I guess, an aspirational whole.
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I think just as much as they would accept it a complete absurdity to suggest that 32,000 submissions represent the views of all of New Zealand.
That brings to a close questions for oral answer. Honourable members, I have received a letter from the Honourable Trevor Mallard seeking to debate under Standing Order 380 the government's announcement of the next